Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Christian Alpha. My name is Troy. I am an attorney, I'm an author, I am a business owner and entrepreneur, a father, and most of all, a Christian. I thank you for hopping on here today for this episode. Today, I want to talk about what I call the 4 a.m. Club. And that is exactly what it sounds like. It's a small cadre of crazy people around the world who choose to start their day at 4 a.m. I started doing this a few years ago. Some of it, a small part of it was out of necessity, just because of schedules with my work and my wife and things like that. A bigger part of it was just the discipline part of it, and the objectives of trying to get some of the rewards out of it, which we'll talk about here in a second. I really wanted to push myself to start doing this, and I've been fairly consistent with it since that time. So I want to talk to you about some of the benefits I've received from it, and maybe how you can implement it into your own life. So there are some huge benefits that come with waking up at 4 a.m. The first thing is you get a lot of quiet time. And for me, that's big. I like to think about things. I like to ponder things, especially books that I've read. I push books really heavily on this podcast, reading widely, reading deeply. So I like to think about some of the things that I've read, maybe think about my day coming up ahead and thinking on those things. It's very helpful at 4 a.m. when there's really nothing else going on. Number two, get a ton of things done. There are very few distractions during that early in the morning. Even traffic is very slow during that time. There aren't a lot of people out, so you can just move through your day and cut through things and get things done far more quickly than you could, say, at 9 in the morning or 4 in the afternoon. Number three, you get a huge start on the day. You're usually up 2 to 3 hours before everyone else. So, like I said, there are fewer distractions. You get those 2-3 hours of just complete free time with no interference, and you can just fly through those hours. And finally, you feel a huge mental and emotional rush from disciplining yourself to do the hard thing. It's not easy getting up at 4 a.m. And, I'm sure you've all felt that rush from turning away that donut or doing that one extra rep, or, staying those couple extra hours at the office, whatever it is. When you push yourself to do the hard thing, there's an adrenaline rush that comes with that. There's an endorphin rush that comes with that. And waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning certainly gives you that. Let's talk about some of the things you can do with the time. So I usually use those couple of hours to work out. That's my biggest benefit that I get from it. I hit the gym pretty early, get there about 4:30, and there, like I said, there's very few people there. I use a 24-hour gym, so there might be some third shifters getting off, but generally it's not crowded at all, and you don't have to fight for the equipment. You just get in there and get your thing done. That's the biggest benefit for me, I think. You can also use that time to study. When I work out, I read, I use audiobooks. And man, if you get in there in the gym, get a couple hours in, you can spend that time reading as well and kind of double up your efforts. And you'd be amazed at how many books you can get through, how much reading you can get through by consistently applying this 1 to 2 hours every morning. Before you know it, you're knocking out, 2, 3, 4, or 5 books. And by the end of the year, you've amassed quite a collection of completed books. So that's a huge benefit. You can also get work done. I don't choose to do that because I usually am at the office late anyways, until about 7 or 8 regardless. So I don't really need that extra time. But for someone who has a different schedule, utilizing those first couple hours of the day to get work done can be an enormous benefit for you. And finally, like I said, you can think. You can just take the time to think through your day, think about your previous day, think through your goals, track your progress towards those. It's an opportunity to have distraction-free thinking. And we all know once you get past 9 o'clock, that's just not a thing during the average day. Are there challenges? Yeah, and I probably don't have to go into a lot of detail about these with you because you've probably already thought about them. First of all, it's hard. It's just hard getting up at 4. I'll be honest, I'm an early bird. Even on the worst days, I'm probably up by 7:30 at the latest. But even for me, it's tough. 4 o'clock is a different animal. And certainly if you're a late riser, you don't like getting up early, 4 a.m. is going to be a challenge for you. There's no question about that. Along with that, it's dark. And you get used to waking up and working during sunlight, at least most of the day. And here you're experiencing basically 2 or 3 hours of darkness and working in that. And that's not for everybody. That can be a challenge. It's a challenge for me. Along with that seasonality is when it's cold, it's cold. If it's wintertime and you got a cold rush coming through, it's not the same at 11 a.m. as it is at 4 a.m. So you're getting the first brunt of it, and it's not fun. It's also lonely. And I'll be honest with you, I talked earlier about how there's no traffic on the road, people aren't getting in your way, you can fly through things and get done, and that's all true. There's a huge amount of efficiency that's built into this time of day, but that also makes it very lonely, and this is the part that's most difficult for me, is dealing with the loneliness. Your kids aren't up, your wife isn't up. Now it's different. I mean, you're going to see everybody in a couple hours. Within a few hours, everybody's going to be buzzing around, but it is tough. Getting up, getting started, rolling out of bed, rolling into the street, and getting to wherever you're going when nobody else is. All right, so that's a challenge. And then it requires previous day sacrifices. And what I mean by that is, if you're getting up on Wednesday at 4 a.m., you've got some work to do on Tuesday, right? You're not hanging out. You're not hanging out with the friends. You're not drinking. You're not, watching the game. You're not staying up till 11 and 12. You're doing some planning and you're doing some sacrificing the day before. So that's hard for some people to adjust to. Having said that, all those challenges, laying them out, they don't even compare to the enormous rewards that you can get from implementing the system, like I said before. So I'll give you a few tips on getting started. First of all, start slow. Ease your way into it, particularly if you're a late riser. Don't start at 4 a.m. on Monday. Start at 6:30. Dial it back 30 minutes from what you normally get up. If you normally get up at 5:30 or 6 or whatever for kids in school, just dial it back to 5. And then take it back 30 minutes a week, maybe, until you get where you need to be. Number 2, only do a couple of days a week. You don't have to do this every day, especially to start with. Do it on a Tuesday and Thursday, and then take the rest of the week to do your normal schedule. And really enjoy the weekends too. It's important when you're sacrificing so much during much of the week that you really kind of reward yourself, at least, especially in the beginning. Reward yourself for your hard work and really enjoy your weekends and your time with your family when you don't have to get up that early. Also, stay away from stimulants late at night. Stay away from sleeping pills too. If you take a sleeping pill at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. rather, that might work if you're getting up at 7. You got to get up in 5 hours, especially at 4 a.m. It's going to be very, very difficult. And, number 4, focus on the rewards. When you're getting up at 4 a.m., it's cold, it's dark, you're lonely. Think about the study time. Think about the books that you're going to read. Think about the extra work that you're going to get done. Think about the progress you're going to make towards your goals. Think on those things, right? That'll keep you motivated. And finally, and most importantly, don't beat yourself up. I can assure you, if you implement this very rigorous plan, there are going to be days that you fail. That you look up and it's 6:30, or you look up and it's 4 and you just don't want to get up, right? There's going to be plenty of those days. Hopefully, as time goes on and you get more acclimated to the schedule, you get more disciplined, that will improve. But there's just going to be those days. Your kid had a late recital or a Christmas program, and you're not feeling it, right? So ideally, you want to hit those 100%. You should aim for 100%, but we're human, and we're going to come up short sometimes. It's really, really important that you give yourself some grace on those days, not beat yourself up, and just hit it again the next day. And that goes with the 4 a.m. club. That goes with any other discipline. The pursuit of any other goal has that same rule underlying it. So if you want to give it a shot, I highly recommend it. I think it's very beneficial from a discipline standpoint, from a goal achieving standpoint, from a success standpoint. Give it a shot. Let us know how it goes. If we have added any value, if you've enjoyed the program, consider subscribing or supporting our podcast. We're going to be publishing new material multiple times per week. We're going to be dealing with leadership, fitness, financial success, and personal growth for the Christian man. So please subscribe or consider supporting us, and we'll see you at the next episode.